on, Grumpy. Get with it. Jesus. What do you got? Old timers? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Live from the WDWL TV Multiplex Breaking News Studio. We bring you the pride of the station, the two Grumpies. Yes, the two Grumpies, starring the grumpy old man. Oh, that would be me. And the grumpy vulture. Take your bow. Oh my God! What are you watching a ballet today? Oh man, you graceful as can be. Nice job, nice job. Oh yeah, you even cleaned your feathers. Okay. You want to do an even nicer job? Go back in your corner. The camera will see ya. There. See? Look. Yeah, now you're looking right in the camera. Well, friends, with it being Saturday, the CEO isn't here. So Grumpy invaded the breaking news studio again. Yeah. Well, yesterday he allowed me to do the unveiling. You know, the studio's debut yesterday. I don't think he meant for me to use it more than once. Although, I am promised, when the next studio is completed, it's about 80% through construction. I get to do the unveiling on that one. Yeah, Grumpy will be able to do a debut show from there. Oh, you're going to love this studio. Holy shit. They spent my whole budget for the next 10 years on this studio. Plus, they had to take out a loan, but wait till you see it. We are getting so much like Rockefeller Center. This studio, no comparison to Rockefeller Center. Wait till you see it. I can't give too much more away. But, you're going to love it. Now, I am still looking for suggestions for the New Year's Eve Grumpy Special. Yes, I've been allocated a special place to have my first annual New Year's Eve show. Even I haven't seen it yet. But from what the CEO tells me, it's the perfect place for me to have a New Year's Eve show. So, I'm wondering if it's going to be the studio that's under construction. Although, I don't think so. Today's the 21st. Nah, they ain't going to have it done by then, unless they work 24/7. And I don't think that'll happen, because WDWL TV is cheap. They ain't going to pay no overtime, no. But the CEO tells me, Grumpy, where you're going to hold your New Year's Eve special is the perfect place for you. Whoa! It sounds like they built me my own private studio. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's get into the meat of today's topics. Yeah, I watch a shitload of videos. And I kept hearing I've been hearing a lot of terms, but I've been hearing the same couple constantly. This doxing and swatting. Now, swatting, I went to like somebody getting smacked, And I keep hearing it, and I keep hearing it, and I keep hearing it. Well, whoa, Grumpy found out what it meant by doxing. Because this certain YouTuber, somebody put out his address, okay? Now, he made kind of a not so funny joke on the internet, and he pissed off a shitload of people. Well, doxing is putting out someone's address and personal information over the internet. Well, this person got doxed. People showed up at his house, knocking on his door, complaining about him and all this shit. Well, one night, this idiot shows up wearing a helmet on top of it, backpack, crossbow, and projectile ejector. And he's ringing the bell. He's ringing the bell and ringing the bell. Now, this is like 10 o'clock at night. And he's calling the guy by name. I won't mention his name. I'll just say, asshole. And he's ringing his bell. Well, he's got one of them doorbells with a camera in it. So he sees what's on the other side of the door. A guy in a motorcycle helmet with a big backpack, with a projectile ejector in one hand and a crossbow in the other. When's the last time they used crossbows? That was back like the fucking Middle Ages. This guy shows up with a crossbow. Needless to say, he rings the bell on the front door. Then he goes around the side of the house, opens the guy's storm door, and he's knocking. Now, thank God the door was locked, because I think this guy would have let himself in. He wanted to do some real harm to this YouTuber. What? Needless to say, the police found him. He was attempting to, leave, and they were chasing him. And finally, a couple of police officers used their projectile ejector and gave him the permanent dirt nap. This is scary shit, people. And then, swatting. I was like, swatting. I found out what swatting was. These assholes that will call 911 and claim, hey, there's somebody barricaded in the house with a projectile ejector. And then the SWAT team shows up. Holy yutchafuck. And they do this to completely innocent people just because the internet pissed them off. Oh, that guy said something I don't like. I'm going to call 911, make up a story. They'll send over the SWAT team, and we can all sit and laugh. Oh. People can get a permanent dirt nap. Especially if, the SWAT team breaks the door open and the person on the other side thinks, holy fuck, somebody is breaking into my house. I'm going to grab my projectile ejector. Not a good idea. Because when the police are coming through the door, they have really big projectile ejectors. Yes. What are people fucking thinking today? Jesus Christ, this isn't what the internet was meant for. Now, yeah, people open their mouth and they say shit that people don't like Grumpy. I say shit that people don't like mainly when I say shit. Well, Grumpy has a bad habit. I offend, but I don't direct it at a certain group of people. I just have a bad habit of fucking swearing all the time. I'm not the only person. But I am not aiming my comments at a certain person. I'm just giving my opinion. And then, I might piss somebody off. And they'll go, hey, did you know that Grumpy lives at old grumpy old man Boulevard at the intersection of Grumpy Vulture Boulevard? And then they show up with torches and pitchforks and projectile ejectors. Grumpy doesn't look good, like a piece of Swiss cheese. But the more I looked in to this doxing and swatting shit, people, this is not what the internet is meant for. If somebody pisses you off on the internet, then get on the internet and piss them off. Basically, have a pissing match. You don't show up at their house and threaten to give them a dirt nap. Jesus Christ. And then this swatting shit. You could get a whole household of people a dirt nap. And it's expensive. And it's ridiculous. Just because somebody we're gonna be down the street with binoculars, and we're gonna be watching. Oh, look, the SWAT team showed up in their big fancy tank truck. It ain't funny, people. You can find out any shit you want on people on the internet. Don't give out people's addresses and phone numbers. Like with this guy. I can't remember where he was. I think Chicago or somewhere in that area. He said something as a joke. Unfortunately, it didn't come out that way. And the joke was really off color. He shouldn't have said it. He knew what he said. He should have immediately went, oh, that came out wrong. But no, I don't think he meant it to come out that way. I think he meant it to come out the way he said it. Which was very offensive. And I could totally understand why groups of people are showing up at his house and putting their finger on his Ring doorbell. It's unnecessary to put somebody's name, address, and phone number out on the internet. Internet is forever. You can't erase it. Oh, you can delete shit, but it's out there. It's like that ragut sauce. It's in there. Once you say something on the internet, you can't take it back. You can delete it. It ain't going nowhere. It's like you idiots that, you have texting arguments back and forth on your cell phone. And then it comes to fisticuffs. And then, law enforcement gets involved. And you delete all this shit off your cell phone. You may delete it. But it's like a hard drive on a computer. It's still there. See, law enforcement has these super snooper programs in their computers. And they plug your cell phone in. And they download all the shit off your cell phone. And everything you think you deleted, They've got it. Then they print out stacks and they go, oh, look, on the 14th of February, look what you said. And then on the 3rd of June, look what you said. And you're sitting there going, oh, I deleted that off my phone. Well, maybe you did. But delete don't mean delete. It's like a computer hard drive. They learned years ago how to retrieve shit off of hard drives on computers that people deleted. That's like these idiots, they'll research how to give somebody a dirt nap. And they'll gargle a ton of shit. And then they delete it. It don't go away. It's still there. The super snooper program that the police have, they extract that shit you deleted. Don't do nasty shit on the internet. It's going to come back to bite you in the ass. Like doxing and swatting. There ain't nothing funny about swatting. Just because you think it's funny, you could get a whole family that permanent sleep over a phone call. One phone call. You say nasty shit like, oh, he has a house full of projectile ejectors. And he's barricaded in and he made a threat to me. And then they send in the SWAT team. And somebody could take that the wrong way. Someone, that is pro Second Amendment, that's going to defend their family. And they hear glass breaking and wood breaking, and they grab their projectile ejector. And then they come around the corner, and here's like 8 or 10 SWAT officers ready to SWAT you with big, large projectile ejectors that fire projectiles that are like this. And they don't aim to miss. And then an accident happens. And the police officers feel like shit now. And some idiot on the internet who called it in thought it was going to be funny. God, the older I get, the more fucking disgusting people get. This is not what the internet was made for. Somebody pisses you off, go to their house. Knock on their door and say, hey, you and I need to talk. Settle it like it was settled back in my day. With either words or fists. Not today. Oh, I'm going to grab me several projectile ejectors and I'm going to go visit that guy. Not smart. I think I made my point. I hope I made my point. I thought it looked a little dark. Okay. It looks a little better. Nothing is going to improve this. I have a nice blue light on the corner of the studio back here. I thought that circular one hanging in the middle doing nothing but flashing looked chintzy. So now we're using it like a mood light. And I can change whatever color. I just thought the blue looked kind of neat. Let me bump this one more. There. There. We brightened things up. Put more of a shine on my head. Oh, I hope it don't do what it did the other day. Oh, my God. I still am trying to figure out what the fuck went wrong with Useless Tube. Everything started out all fucking pixelated, and then I had this... I looked like a Klingon. The way the light was bouncing off my head. And then it was buffering. And it'd start, and it'd buffer, and it'd start, and it would buffer. I couldn't figure it out. YouTube worked fine. Started right up, played perfect. Faceplant. I don't know what. Because see, I do the playback on Useless Tube first. Then I do the playback on Faceplant. YouTube. Okay. I go to Faceplant. It's all pixelated. And then it's buffering, and it starts, and it's buffering, and then it starts, and then I had this, like, glowing off my forehead. There. Maximum brightness. I can't help the glow off my forehead. Hopefully it's not that like it was the last time. Like I say, I look like a Klingon from Star Wars. Yeah. Matter of fact, it looked like this, like the character on Star Wars looked like his brain was popping out of his forehead. That's the way I looked on Faceplant the other night. All pixelated and... Me and electronics. The only thing I can get to work right is USB microphones. I was over in Studio One today. I decided to fire things up, run a little test. The fucking reverb echo was there again. I was like, oh, Jesus. So I switched microphones. Same shit. I don't know what is going on. That's why we haven't been using Studio One. There's a demon over there that I can't get rid of. Like I say, I need to get a hold of a voodoo priestess to come in with chicken bones and feathers and smoke. Get rid of the fucking demon. And you know, that was the studio I started with. I had one studio. I had 2 microphones. That was it. And 2 microphones, a mixer, an interface, an old computer. And for 2.5 years, everything was perfect. Well, everything worked. Matter of fact, I did very little in the studio. If you go back and you look, at my old useless tube videos. I did mine sitting in a lawn chair in the backyard in front of a GoPro. Yeah. I set up a GoPro on a tripod and I sat in a lawn chair in the backyard. That's how Grumpy started. And then I progressed from the GoPro to a studio. I was given a lot of equipment. I was given a mixer, an interface, a couple of microphones, and that's how I started. Talk about starting cheap. And then things progressed. And then Grumpy got hired in at WDWL TV, and we started out as a small little studio, and now we're a gigantic multiplex like Rockefeller Center at NBC. Yeah, we went from a two-room studio to a multiplex with multiple studios, specialized studios. This is the Breaking News Live studio, a soundstage. We've got interview studios. I don't know, one day we'll have guests. But we have special studios set up for interviews. We already had a concert on our soundstage. Well, the maintenance man with a saxophone playing Who Stole the Kishka, but he was up there. We turned a few spotlights on, and we all clapped. So that was our first official concert on the soundstage. Not something we would, get money from tickets for. Who's going to buy a ticket to listen to, old Freddie with his saxophone playing polka music? But we premiered the soundstage. We didn't film him, though. We should have. CEO would have killed us. They were like, what the hell's he doing in there? And why did he bring a saxophone to work? He's supposed to be repairing things. He's maintenance. Hey. He snuck in. We didn't see him. All of a sudden, we heard music. Of course, he was right behind me. The only thing that pissed me off was he walked on my brand new, freshly waxed stage. But things have progressed. And wait till you see the latest new studio. Oh, matter of fact, this is the last one. This will complete the multiplex. Although, I can't wait to see the special location that Grumpy gets to do his New Year's Eve special from. Yeah, the CEO said, oh, it's perfect for you. I'm trying to, I've been racking my two brain cells going, what could this studio be like? When he says it's perfect for me. He didn't say it was perfect for me and the bird. Oh, nobody's hurting your feelings. I'll bring you along. Jeez. All of a sudden, Of course, you have to know how to speak vulture to understand what the fuck the bird said. I'll bring you along. You'll be there for New Year's. You might not be there for January 1, but you'll be there for December 31. Oh. Instead of a nice turkey for New Year's dinner, vulture. Blah. Just kidding. Oh, there ain't enough meat on them bones to feed another vulture. Oh. But I would like suggestions to fill that hour before New Year's. Grumpy's going to come on like around 11. I was thinking of coming on earlier, but I don't think people could stand 2 hours of me. So I'll come on around 11. Asshole back here. Come on at 11:50. Oh, gee, be a big special in. 10 minutes, bong. Ball comes down and it show's over. Matter of fact, I'm still, fingers crossed, hoping somebody on YouTube live streams Times Square. I would tend to think one of the TV stations would, NBC, CBS, some cable channel, because they know people have YouTube. And they know people are paying for YouTube Premium. So they're going to want to watch uninterrupted from Times Square. So I got my fingers crossed because I'm going to have a monitor set up, probably right back here. Or maybe back over here. I don't know. With the live festivities from Times Square. I was going to put a big monitor up. Too much work. So it's going to be a small one. But hey, as long as they're live streaming, who cares how big the monitor is? Oh, it'll probably be a 24. I was going to put the 35 behind me, but so I probably have a 24 over here or a 24 over here showing the live festivities from Times Square. And that way we can see the ball drop. No, asshole, I didn't say you'll see my balls drop. I said we'll see the ball drop. Oh my God, I'm going to kill that bird on New Year's Eve. As soon as the ball drops, you'll see my hands around his throat. No, just kidding. God, he's touchy. Reminds me of one of my ex-wives. There was an S on that. Wives. Can you count? Grumpy was really stupid. And after the second one, I was dumb enough to do it the third time. And then after the third one, I was dumb enough to do it a fourth time. And then somebody hit me over the head with a fucking 2x4 and said, Grumpy, give up already. Jesus Christ, it ain't working. Oh, okay. Although, Grumpy spread the marriages around. The first one was in a Catholic church. And then the second one was in a Lutheran church. And the third one was in a Presbyterian church. And the fourth one, oh, you're going to love this, was in the dining room of a Boston market with a judge. Oh, yes. Grumpy got married in the dining room of a Boston market with a judge. Judge came right in. Matter of fact, we gave the judge a free dinner. Yeah. Had I did it a fifth time, I was going to do it with a rabbi. I figured, hey, I spread it around. Yeah. Grumpy was dumb enough to do it 4 times. But the last one, whoa, yeah. In the dining room of a Boston market with a municipal judge. And she was a little pixie. Yeah, she was only about yay tall. Come in her official judge's robe. Yep. Grumpy was dumb enough to do it 4 times. Yeah. Take a good look, people. I'll just sit here and look at the camera while you fucking laugh. Because I know some of you are fucking rolling on the floor about now. Go ahead. Joke's on me. Enjoy the laughter. 4 times. And the last one. In a Boston market dining room. Oh, they went all out. They even rented a guy with a keyboard. Yeah, he was playing music in the background while we were enjoying Boston market chicken. And you'll never guess what our wedding cake was made out of. Meatloaf. See, I used to like Boston market meatloaf. And that happened to be where I met number 4. So the manager baked up a bunch of meatloaves and made a wedding cake. And here we go. He frosted it with mashed potatoes. Yes. Grumpy had a meatloaf wedding cake frosted with mashed potatoes. Yepper. Now you know what kind of a sick son of a bitch I am. Cat's out of the bag. Go ahead, keep laughing. Go ahead. Joke's on me. Yep. I don't know anybody that can sit back and say, I had a meatloaf wedding cake frosted with mashed potatoes. Yes. I hear you laughing. Yep, go ahead. I'll wait till you pick yourself up off the floor. You thought Grumpy had a couple of brains. No brain cells left. No. gone. Although, a woman I worked with did it 5 times. Yep. We were sitting around the lunch table one day. Somebody said, "Gee, Grumpy, how many times you been married?" I said 4. Then when they stopped laughing, my coworker said, "What are you laughing about? I did it 5 times." Then we all laughed. Yeah, we worked together. They called us 4 and 5. They'd say, "Hey, 4, come on over here. 5, come on over here." But see, I had the bragging rights. Because when I told them all, I had a meatloaf wedding cake frosted with mashed potatoes, they all lost it. Because nobody ever heard of a meatloaf wedding cake. Yep. So, go ahead and laugh. Enjoy it. Joke's on me. I'll sit back, take a sip of coffee while you compose yourself. And then Boston Market folded up. Can't find one anymore. Gone. Maybe it was after the story of the wedding got out, everybody was like, "Oh, yeah. Well, it didn't fold up that fast. But yeah, you can rarely find. Matter of fact, there aren't any around here anymore. They're all gone. The one that was not too far from me is a pizza place or something now. Yeah. But yep, Grumpy got married in the dining room of a Boston Market with a meatloaf wedding cake. It wasn't too bad. Not something I'd recommend for, your guests at Christmas. But yeah, I had a meatloaf wedding cake with layers of mashed potatoes in between the meatloaf, and then the whole meatloaf was frosted with mashed potatoes. As a matter of fact, when we cut the wedding cake, everybody in the dining room went, "What the fuck is that?" And then the manager proudly said, "It's meatloaf, and I thought of it." Yeah. He was a real Vincent Van Went, a real Picasso with his layered meatloaf wedding cake. Okay, enough laughing. It's somewhere out on the internet. Somebody told me. I can't find it. They said somebody filmed it, and it's laying around the internet somewhere. I can't find it. I wish I could. I'd like to watch it and laugh and go, "Jesus, what were you fucking thinking, you asshole?" But after that one, no more rings on his fingers. Matter of fact, Grumpy gave up women. They're nice to talk to. Just don't marry them. Yeah. So, we talked about nasty things like doxing and swatting. And then Grumpy lifted the air and we talked about what an insane asshole he was. Or is. Yeah, I kind of got over that marriage thing. After the fourth one, Grumpy finally woke up and went, this ain't for you. Maybe you ought to try the single route for a while. And then you end up with a vulture for a sidekick. You see how my life went in the sewer. Everybody has, like you watch on TV, they have these nice slender blondes or brunettes for sidekicks, Grumpy gets a fucking vulture. I guess that's my payback for getting married in a Boston market and having a meatloaf wedding cake. You don't believe it? It's out there. It's on the net somewhere. I was on the news. I was in newspapers. Yeah. We had a radio station was doing an hourly countdown. Matter of fact, there were several TV stations that were there. Radio stations. Reporters. I was in the Inquirer. Yes. Inquiring minds wanted to know, who is that asshole getting married in a Boston market with a meatloaf wedding cake? Yes. I was in the Inquirer. I was also in the Star in England. Yeah, I had a friend living in London at the time. He called me and he went, "Hey, you're in our newspaper over here." I was like, "Really?" "Yeah, the Star." I don't know if it's still in business. Somebody will have to tell me, but yeah. Grumpy was in the London Star. And the Mirror. I just remembered. I was in the Mirror and the Star. Yeah, I guess they had Boston markets over in London. Here's a picture of this idiot from America getting married in a Boston market. Matter of fact, in the Mirror. I wish I could find it. My buddy sent it to me. Was a picture of the two of us cutting the meatloaf wedding cake. Yeah. I was an international celebrity. And then my 3 other ex-wives found out. They were like, "Hey, yo." Yes. I was in the Star and the Daily Mirror in London. I couldn't believe it. He sent me the picture. He was like, "Yeah, I lost it in moving somewhere." But yeah. Wherever there was a Boston market. I don't know if there was Boston markets in France, but wherever. It was in the newspaper of that country. But I definitely know I was in the Star and the Mirror and the Inquirer. For you inquiring minds that wanted to know. Only problem is I was buried back several pages. I wasn't front page. So all you people that ever wondered if the shit in the Inquirer was true, that news story was. I had a copy of it. They actually sent it to me. They sent me a whole newspaper. But I've moved so goddamn many times, shit gets lost. So I lost my Daily Mirror, my Star, my Inquirer, my picture out of the Plain Dealer from Cleveland. Yeah, there you go. If you want to research, go into the archives of the Cleveland Plain Dealer. And you'll find it. Just to let you know, Grumpy ain't talking bullshit. The Plain Dealer had pictures. So you can go into the archives and find it. Talk about getting your 15 minutes of fame. That was Grumpy. Yep. What a way to be famous. I remember when my buddy called me from London. First of all, he said, "What the fuck did you do, asshole?" I said, "What?" He said, "4. You did it a 4th time?" I said, "How the hell did you find out over there?" He goes, "You're in the newspaper." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Not only 1, 2. I said, "Oh, you're full of shit." He says, "I'll send it to you." Because that was before the big days of email. Snail mail. But sure enough, there I was in the Star and the Daily Mirror cutting my meatloaf wedding cake with the blushing bride. The flushing came in at the end when I flushed that marriage. But after that, Grumpy didn't even want to be near a female for a while. I was afraid I would pop the question the 5th time. And then I'd have to go find a rabbi. Because I know the judge was like, "Oh, hey, you're a loser, pal. I ain't doing it again." I can't remember the judge's name. But she was a municipal judge. Left her chambers, put on her robe, drove to the Boston market, looked at me and went, "Are you sure you want to do this 4 times? The wedding cake's all..." She said, "Okay." Then as she was leaving, they asked her, "Would you like a slice of wedding cake to take with you?" And she was like, "Oh, I'll pass." I had a lot of wedding cake left over, believe me. Because when we sliced it, they thought it was chocolate cake. And then they looked at it and went, "What kind of cake mix is that?" And the manager of the Boston market went, "Cake mix? That's meatloaf. We'll pass." Yeah, I had a lot of wedding. Usually you get that little one, and I had enough meatloaf to keep me busy for a year. But yes, I had a meatloaf wedding cake frosted with mashed potatoes. Oh, he did a beautiful job. Oh, yeah. Like I say, when we sliced it, I heard people in the background go, "Ooh, a chocolate wedding cake. We've never had a chocolate wedding cake." And then when they went up for a slice, he said, "It's meatloaf." And you know how they slice it and they put it in the little boxes? Grumpy had a lot of boxes of wedding cake. Not to mention a lot of wedding cake. Good thing I liked meatloaf, but I didn't like it that much. It's like 3 months later. What's for dinner? Meatloaf again? Well, we still got a corner left. Thank God for Heinz ketchup. Yes. Well, now that I've given you all a good laugh, we should have saved this for New Year's Eve. Damn it. Oh, this would have been a perfect story for the New Year's Eve show. Grumpy, what are you thinking? I won't have anything to top this for New Year's Eve, believe me. Yeah, damn, I should have waited. It would have been a great way to end the year with a story of Grumpy getting married in a Boston market. I guess for the New Year's Eve special, we could read my divorce decrees. Oh. Nope. Ain't happening, folks. I'll come up with something, but this would have been a killer to end the year with. Oh, what was I thinking? Well, now I have to make plans for the New Year's Eve show. Can't tell this story again. Well, maybe. People need to laugh for New Year's Eve. Maybe there'll be people out there that didn't hear it yet. No, I won't bore you again. Oh, what was I thinking? It's because I wasn't thinking. The two brain cells didn't connect up here. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'll play my outro music if I can get the tablet to work. No, don't play that. No. Oh, Jesus. The dreidel song? How did that get in here? You've been downloading music again? The hell have I got the dreidel song in here? Jesus. I didn't know that was in here. I think before New Year's I'm going to have to purify this tablet. A dreidel song. I know I didn't download that. Okay, we're going to end with our favorite. Yeah, we'll meet again except for the 4 ex-wives. I know none of the 4 are singing this about me. Okay, friends. Now that your ribs are sore from laughing at the asshole behind the microphone, Oh, I should have saved that for New Year's. And with that, we will meet again tomorrow night. Have a good evening from Grumpy and the Grumpy Vulture.